Tariq Salim Ziad.
Krishna Nandini Devi Dasi.
Uttima Devi Dasi.
Partha Das.
What can we do differently in ISKCON about marriages?
We need to stop simply performing marriages, but rather we have to support and nurture marriages. And we have to say goodbye to the days when we simply said to a couple, congratulations, good luck, and goodbye, you're on your own. We actually have to step up to the plate or the cricket wicket and find ways to actually support and nurture marriages.
In Canada, for the last 10 years, we've been requiring couples to have a 5-session premarital education with a happily married couple before they get married. And we've found that couples love taking it, and we have noticed that the divorce rate is starting to drop. So that's very encouraging.
Well, the Grihasta Vision Team has long, one of our very first initiatives was to encourage ISKCON to have people take premarital education before they got married, which, as Uttima said, is a good sign of future success in marriage, because premarital education includes communication skills, conflict resolution, looking realistically at what to expect from marriage, talking about parenting, how to balance one's sadhana with the everyday marriage and family duties, and how to be friends with your spouse, how to see your marriage as a service to Guru and Krishna, and therefore to be healthy in your married life. So premarital education is one of the strong things that we've pushed for a long time, that before couples get married, they take premarital education. About 10 hours roughly with a trained mentor couple who, has commitment to working with couples.
I think the first place to start is to understand the need and to try to find couples in your area that could be trained for such a service. We have the program all ready for you. You just need to provide the couples, and we can easily train them, and then they can in turn, it's not like we have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to find interested couples to help other people. And to be realistic, in smaller communities, you're probably only going to be doing this once or twice a year. It's not a huge commitment that one has to make. One just has to take a couple hours, 5 sessions, 5 2-hour sessions, 10-hour, 1-hour sessions with a couple before marriage. Then mentor them a little bit through marriage, after 3 months, check in with them after 6 months, after a year. And then if they need anything from you, they'll come to you. So it's not like a full-time service. It's just a way in which you can reach out and help a new couple with their marriage and get a good start.
Healthy marriages, happy families equals strong ISKCON. And so this premarital initiative is a foundation for that healthiness.
There's this devotee, my godbrother in South Africa. He's a doctor, but he also does ceremonies for marriages. So he has this policy that he does not do any wedding unless they take premarital training.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
So he is like one of those couples, and after the wedding he contacts them. Mm-hmm. 3 months later, 6 months later, 1 year. I think he does it for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then he is Haribol.
Well, then they come to you if they need you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he also does astrology, so he's like a self-efficient. Mm-hmm. Does the wedding, does the premarital training, does the astrology, so at least some basics are secure.
So it's a very good service for the priests also. We've been saying all along, get the priests on board. Don't just sneak under the radar of the temple and go get the priest to do it for you. We need to get the priests, yes, like my husband said, supporting marriages.
Yes. What are the top 3 principles that you teach to these mentor couples?
One important thing is a realistic expectation of marriage, that we like to tell couples it's a journey of adventure, it's not a resort destination. And if they take that adventure seriously and learn to face the challenges that will come in marriage, it'll be very rewarding for them. So we try to give them that realistic expectation of marriage, and also to equip them with skills how to face the inevitable challenges that will come in marriage.
So one of the things we train the mentor couples is that you don't have to be all things to everybody. Just be a really good example, because one reason to have a husband and wife trained to work with other couples is because a mentor couple models for the couple they're working with. And you're not a therapist. If people have serious mental health issues or other problems, you recommend or refer them to others. And then be available to your couples. Help them to understand that challenges are normal, that they're not the only ones who face difficulties, that kind of thing. So mentor couples help to normalize the marriage experience for people in a realistic way. We have a system, and it's, so when we train the couples, we give them the system. Like, they don't have to figure out what to do. It's a process. In session 1, you cover these topics, and then it's interactive also. You give your couples homework, for example. And so we have a system that deals with the communication, the conflict resolution, the parenting, goal setting, values clarification, whatever.
How to discuss their finances.
How to discuss your finances, that kind of thing. So they actually literally have a program that they would use with other couples.
Give our basic Grihasta course to the community, and we do like the prospective mentor couple to come to that also, because the more exposure they can get to practicing the skills, the better a mentor they're going to be. And it also sets the tone in the community that premarital education will be valuable, and they've got a little bit of skills themselves, so then when the mentor couple helps them when they decide to get married, it's the culture's already set for them, so we help to give them backup.
Reinforcement for
the education. And then after that, we will take interested couples in the area, and we will do a 2-day training and a 1-day practicum, so that they get experience practicing with another couple. And then after that, we let them try it on a few couples, and we get some feedback from the couples, and then we give them a certification.
Primary course is called Strengthening the Bonds That Free Us. Strengthening the Bonds That Free Us. So that's just an overall comprehensive course that once people take that, we've even had sannyasis to take that course. It's really, really in-depth, and it gives, as Uttama was saying, people who are interested in becoming mentors even a stronger foundation, so that they, when they work with other couples themselves, they feel more fortified. So first, the Strengthening the Bonds That Free Us, about a 3-day course, and then mentor couples trained 2 to 3 days in the from couple to couple, mentor couple marriage education. So it's a really powerful system that works. In fact, Uttama and Partha, bless their hearts, were just in Russia about 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. And so coming here to Mayapur, one of their couples texted them that they're already, one of the couples they trained has already worked with 12 couples. And they were so excited about that and so happy to share how the couples are enlivened and inspired by that. So obviously Uttama and Partha did an excellent job for that to take place.
And someone else told me that the mentor couple's relationship had vastly improved, and she said their family situation is so lovely now. Yeah. Not that they were having difficulties before, but when you become a mentor, then you also improve. It's just the natural process. Smaller countries, you could accomplish it in a year or so. You just have to have the management behind it. Just really stressing that every couple before marriage, they should take premarital education. That's what we did in Canada, and people just do it. And they're very happy doing it. So it's just a matter of getting the leadership behind you. We've also found that many of the gurus that we've spoken to, they advise their couples to take premarital education before they get married. And then, like you were saying, some of the priests also suggest that. So it's just a matter of educating everyone on the benefits of it. So it may take longer in some areas, and it may be quicker in others. It just depends on the availability of enthusiastic mentor couples, just finding the right person in each place. And sometimes like we do all of Canada and we're one couple because not so many people get married.
You can encourage couples to take up that responsibility, and the experience of the couple Krishnandini was just talking about in Russia was what they started doing it. Their own relationship improved, because to do it you kind of have to walk the talk, and because you're doing that for Lord Chaitanya and his mission to help create stable families and to make a strong society, Lord Chaitanya and Krishna will help you. So I think it's just a matter of encouraging those couples to become mentors and get them to step forward and take up that responsibility and not be afraid of the challenge of doing that.
One of the ways to identify those couples is simply to ask your congregation, if you have any marital difficulties, who do you go to? Because people naturally go to certain couples, and that's one way to find them. Just ask, who are you going to already?
Yeah, because you want a mentor couple to be not only someone who considers themselves healthy, but that their community kind of considers them healthy in order for them to be reliable and trustworthy. And you know, Sri Radha, one of the other main pushes for this is Prabhupada himself, because there's a letter that he wrote in the early, in 1970s, that he was tired of the farce of marriage that was happening, and he would only want couples to get married if they first had marriage counseling. Prabhupada said that. So for us to implement this initiative about premarital education, we're really following our founder Acharya's instruction. So that's another good point to remember. They don't want to have
They can't manage one more thing. They need somebody in each zone to sort of take up the banner for that and see that it's getting done in their zone. So, like we did it for Canada, Krishnandini works with some other of our group members, and we do it for the United States. So when gurus, they know where to go. So it's a matter of building the resource base a little bit. Also, you have your online course, which I think that would also suffice if people don't have something in person. We also recorded our course with Radhadesh, so that should be up online fairly soon. That could also be, you know, a possibility. I do think, you know, one-on-one mentoring is the best.
The best.
But anything is better than nothing.
Yes.